Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Final Fantasy VII Remake. This time I'm going to show you how to take down Abzu for the second time. This fight is mostly the exact same as the first time. He's a little bit more aggressive. He has his ground pound ability. He has his bash and smash, which he only got in Phase 2 of the first time, so you're effectively fighting him in Phase 2 for the second time. He has all the same weaknesses, which are fire, so at this point you probably should have Firaga on your fire materia, so go ahead and cast that on his horn. You want to break the horn, that's one of his weaknesses. You also need to deal with all of the Shoats, or Shoats, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce those. These are these little guys who look like Abzu. You've been chasing them all throughout the sewers at this stage of the game, so you want to make sure that you kill them first, because they can interrupt all your spells and make your life quite difficult. So yeah, that's really the name of the game. Take down the ads and take down the boss. Once you stagger the boss for the first time, you will be able to then summon, and I recommend bringing Ifrit on one of your characters. Ifrit, just like the first time, will absolutely delete this boss, so it's very, very important. When you are trying to build the boss's stagger meter, I recommend switching over to Tifa, casting her Unbridled Strength twice. This way you can get up to Rise and Fall. And then keep mashing triangle to cast Rise and Fall, then Omni Strike, then Whirling Uppercut. Those three abilities build stagger like nobody's business, and of course use any other abilities that can increase stagger. After a little while, Abzu will get tired of your malarkey. He'll jump into his little cubby hole, and then he will try to flood the area. Once he does this, you want to try to get out of the way, and it will also summon a new wave of Shoats. So then you got to take care of those. With Barret, if you have the claw weapon, which you should have gotten a little bit earlier, then you can take these guys down really quick. I recommend putting fire and elemental materia on this weapon and linking them, and then you can just melee them down in 1 or 2 hits, really. They are extremely weak to fire, just like the boss, and they go down really without any problem if you just melee them down with Barret. Alternatively, put it on Tifa, put it on Cloud, although I recommend having Tifa having her primary purpose here, building stagger on the boss. So we are really just going to kind of keep doing it the way we did it the first time. Just take down the ads, go for the boss. I try my best to do like commentary style guides, but because we've already fought this boss before, there's not a ton of new information, and he is really, really easy. Stay away from him when he's doing the ground pound. He's already down to just above 50%, probably at about 60. He has his provoke ability. This really isn't going to affect us too much. This will summon a new round of ads, but while he's doing that, he's really open to attack, so you can just kind of go nuts on him, really. Which is what we're going to do. Keep trying for the right horn. If you have more Firaga to cast, go ahead and cast that. It's very effective. He can do a tailspin. This can deal a decent amount of damage, so if anybody gets hit by it, go ahead and cast Firaga on them, bring them back up to full HP, and then keep working on him. He does have his charge ability from the first fight, so you do need to be careful about that. Again, he is going to jump up into his cubbyhole. He's going to flood the room again with Blackwater Blast. This one is somewhat avoidable, this second one. You can just move over. Nobody should get poisoned at this point, unless you're standing directly in it. But again, it will summon a new round of ads, so you got to deal with them. If you're using Tifa and you have the fire and elemental materia equipped with her, I recommend grouping all of the ads up, trying to get them all to aggro to her, and then cast Star Shower. This will basically delete them in one cast, and it's really, really effective. Also, if you have a melee weapon on Barret, you can use the Overcharge ability, try to get them all up in a line or in a group, and you'll destroy them really, really quick. But yeah, the ads are really weak. Their primary purpose is to just annoy you and try to cancel your attacks and your spells. One of the tough parts about this fight, and this is why I'm glad that there's no line of sight in this game as far as your party members go, you can get separated quite easily from your party members, and this means that if the boss is able to be staggered at that point, you may not be able to get to him with the party member you want to. Like Tifa could be out dealing with ads, and then the boss is able to get staggered, but she's nowhere near close. So you got to pay attention to where your characters are. Switch over to them when you want to use them. I know that sounds obvious, but I know a lot of people kind of play the game just using Cloud and just kind of casting abilities with the other ones. But you do want to be very, very active in this fight because you will be moving around quite a lot. When the boss is at about 30% HP or about 25% HP, he will roar, flood the room one more time, and summon a big pack of ads, so you do want to deal with all of them. If you have triple slash with Cloud, I recommend casting that. It's very effective for getting around very quickly, and if everything's grouped up, there's a high chance that you'll hit more than one. So Barret now has his limit break ability, Fire in the Hole. Go ahead and cast that on Abzu. It'll deal crazy damage. It is still a fire ability. If you have fire and elemental materia on Barret, it'll still deal extra damage because he's weak to it. And we'll also set him on fire just like in the original fight the first time. So once he's on fire, you can kind of just go nuts on him. He can still cast some abilities here, and as he's thrashing around, you can still get hit. This is something that I found a little surprising, but it can happen. At this point, I cast Ifrit, and like I mentioned earlier, fire damage. It's just a no-brainer. I do not recommend casting Shiva because he is somewhat resistant to ice magic. Ifrit is the way to go. Either Ifrit or Chocobo, some other element other than ice, if you can't cast Ifrit, if you didn't bring it into this fight. Then just don't cast Shiva. That's the thing. So with Ifrit, I suggest building up your ATB with somebody, and then build up both bars, and then you want to cast Radiant Plume with Ifrit on the boss. This will deal a ton of damage, and this boss does have a tendency to stay still for like 5 or 6 seconds at a time, and that's wonderful for Ifrit because that means that every single tick of Radiant Plume is going to hit the boss, and that's very, very important. So he's going to enrage here, and now he's going to start doing ground pounds. He's going to start charging. He's going to try to get in your face, so be careful of that after he enrages. As you can see, Ifrit's auto attacks are just dealing weakness damage to him. Not as strong as Barret at this point, but like I said, you do want to build that ATB. You do want to use those limit breaks. We're going to somersault with Aerith right now. Do it right onto Abzu. Switch over to Cloud. Build up some ATB. And now we are going to use Radiant Plume. And the boss is going to go down really quick after this. So he's pressured. It deals some more damage to him. When he's kind of dancing around like this, it's kind of open season on him. He's not going to really do anything to you until he jumps into the water. So once he's jumping into the water, he's going to put out his flames. But luckily, Ifrit's going to auto-attack him to death as soon as he jumps out. And that's the end of the fight. So that's Abzu round 2. It's the same exact thing as round 1, except there's now ads, and they go down really, really quick. So they're just there to annoy you. But that's it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. You can also join the new community Discord server. I'm in there all the time. The link for that is in the video description below. If you're looking for more guides for Final Fantasy VII Remake, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. And as always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.